In one of my first books, Whores, Why and How I Came to Fight the Establishment, I explain why I came to do what I do, why I started Judicial Watch on July 29th, 1994. My life's experience is my autobiography. I had toiled in Washington, D.C. as a lawyer for many years, both with the government at the U.S. Department of Justice and then in private practice. And I saw the corruption. I saw that money talked and nobody walked, that decisions were being made not just by judges, but in administrative agencies based on who gave what and who they were, not on the merits. And it offended me. And I would represent clients from the other side of the street who weren't getting a fair shake. And I would see the attitude of judges, frequently judges who were biased and prejudiced against my client because of their nationality, religion, or whatever. In fact, one of the judges, William D. Keller in California, came after me, calling me Mr. Schmuckler. If you can believe that, you know I'm Messianic. I'm Jewish Christian. Schmuck means the foreskin of a penis. That's what he called me. And that was the final straw. I started Judicial Watch to watch judges. And then I took it a step further. I used judges to watch the other two branches of government and to bring hard-hitting cases, prosecutions civilly, to enforce the rule of law. Judicial Watch became very famous. So did I. So much so that the TV drama West Wing created a character after me, Harry Claypool, of Freedom Watch. Bill Clinton would attack me in press conferences when I sought to block his house in Chappaqua, which he had purchased with Hillary, with a below-market interest loan from a bank, Deutsche Bank, interestingly enough, a bank that had financed the death chambers, the concentration camps in Germany during World War II. My legacy is a long one. I've been practicing for several decades, but I've never seen corruption grow like it is today. When I started Judicial Watch, it was nothing compared to the way it is today. There was some modicum of integrity. Today, there's none. And fortunately, the American people were smarter than I thought, and they elected Donald Trump. Donald Trump will, hopefully, with the people around him, and he's got good people that he's nominated, and I hope to help him from the outside. I don't want to be part of government, God forbid. But we can do the same thing that Vivek Ramaswamy and also Elon Musk are doing. We can advise the president on how to pick good judges. Last time around, he didn't know who he was picking. They got bad judges. These people were throwing J6 peaceful protesters in prison, which they're doing today, and they're rushing to sentence them before the president, as he said he would on January 20th, when he's inaugurated and takes his oath of office, will pardon them. These are both Republican judges, many Trump judges, and Democrat judges. In the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia in particular, the most corrupt court in the United States, bar none, and their appellate court, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit, is equally corrupt, far left, Trump haters down the line. And anybody associated with Donald Trump, anyone who supports him, anyone like Larry Klayman, or whether it's Senator Ted Cruz, or Senator Josh Hawley, or Kellyanne Conway, or Professor John Eastman, or Sidney Powell, or Jeffrey Clark, I can keep on going, Rudy Giuliani, are in the crosshairs of the DC bar disciplinary apparatus. Just recently, Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York, America's mayor, was disbarred because he simply represented Donald Trump and made a few mistakes in pleadings, which lawyers make. He had no evil intent. And in fact, who even knows that they were mistakes, frankly, in terms of some of the facts that he put forth in very short order after the 2020 elections. So Larry Klayman is here for you, along with Freedom Watch. I do today at Freedom Watch what I used to do at Judicial Watch. In 2003, 2004, I ran for the U.S. Senate in Florida in the Republican primary. I did not win. I didn't have the resources or the money to win. It was not the right time to win. I was going through a difficult period of my life. But when I came out, I decided I'm better from the outside anyway, that it was God's will that I not be a U.S. Senator. God forbid. I don't know that I could exist with 99 other senators having almost no say or power in what I would be doing. So today I run Freedom Watch, and we need your strong financial support. Interestingly enough, the president has talked recently about the Panama Canal. Back when I was at Judicial Watch, I brought a lawsuit to block the transfer of the canal to the Panamanians. We knew then that China was going to control the canal. Years later, it's clear they control the canal and clear that they're charging exorbitant prices. Hutchison Whampoa, the Chinese front company that runs that canal. We need it more strategically than ever. China has 600 ships. Our ships, we have very few, but the few that we have these days need to be able to traverse Central America from the Atlantic to the Pacific and vice versa for strategic reasons, for economic reasons. And interestingly enough, and this is how I can be very helpful at Freedom Watch to President Trump, I'm not sure he realizes that the Panama Canal Treaty was never properly ratified. An amendment was made to it during the Reagan administration that we had the right to intervene on national security, and the Panamanians never ratified that change. So consequently, it's null and void. We can walk into Panama and take the canal right now. And in fact, if the Panamanians are not going to comply, we should do just that. It's strategically important to the United States. It doesn't mean we're going to take over Panama. It means we'll take back the canal and we'll run it ourselves. We cannot leave anything in the hands of the communist Chinese today. They're the biggest threat, short of Russia and Iran and North Korea, that we face. So I will expound on that in later videos. It was a very interesting story how we brought that case. I went down to Panama. Obviously, what we were doing was not popular. We had to go around in a bulletproof car in those days. I met with the vice president of Panama. Even she didn't want to turn it over, although the president did. Jimmy Carter pushed to do it, and I was standing on the banks of the Panama Canal on the day that it was transferred with Jimmy Carter, who was there, staring at me, glaring at me. He knew who I was. And next to me was the son of the former dictator of Panama, Trujillo, the young Trujillo. We became friends. He later became the president of Panama for a short period of time. He was a conservative. It's an interesting story. We'll expound later. But the president-elect Trump is doing the right thing. And he is trying to expand our sphere of influence, which Greenland as well. That is a strategic asset with regard to anti-missile defense and being closer to Russia to be able to defend ourselves against Vladimir Putin and his evil regime. And these are the kinds of things that we can be helpful. Also, choosing judges. We want to help the president get good judges, not those that were handed to him by lobbyists like the Federalist Society, American Conservative Union, who make money off of making these recommendations. We need judges who are independent. We need judges who will follow the rule of law, regardless of who's involved. We don't have that today. We have politicians in robes. And then I want to talk about what Biden's been doing lately, whether it's saying that drilling cannot occur on millions of acres of sea and land to basically harm our energy interests and make us energy independent again, releasing terrorists from Guantanamo Bay. Frankly, we're going to be bringing citizens' grand juries to hold all of these criminals in the Biden administration accountable. We'll need your support. We're going to try them. We're going to seek to fry them. We're going to seek to put them away in prison where the sun don't shine. It's not going to happen with Pam Bondi, who I think is an excellent choice, but she's going to have her hands full. 98% of the Justice Department are leftists. They're going to try to destroy her as well from within, and we will help her as well. And we need to take on the Bar Association, particularly in the District of Columbia, that's been trying to eliminate conservative activist lawyers, including yours truly. I've been fighting them for 14 years, run by vile leftists. Some, even communists, sit on the board of professional responsibility. These people know no bounds. They say they have absolute immunity. They do what they want. But we need conservative lawyers. We need libertarian lawyers. We need lawyers who believe in God, who aren't atheists. We need lawyers who will stand in the stead and protect President Trump and protect you and your loved ones as well. So we need your financial support. We really are your only Justice Department. Freedom Watch is fearless. We're not afraid. We do what needs to be done. We do it peacefully and legally, but we are not afraid. And we're not the type that would put our feet up on a coffee table and start drinking martinis saying, let the Republicans do it. They've never done it. As I said yesterday, the Republicans knew all about Biden from day one. They knew he couldn't physically and mentally run this country, but they left him in power. And they didn't push, and they could have pushed because they wanted to run in 2024 against a very weak candidate. And of course, it came to pass. But in those 4 years, the country was virtually destroyed. So we, the American people, must be vigilant. We must rise up. We cannot let our guard down. We must not just support President Trump, but support ourselves, you and your loved ones. You need a Freedom Watch. So please go to freedomwatchus.com freedomwatchusa.org, freedomwatchusa.org. We're in badly need of tax-deductible contributions. We've been hurt in the last year or so. We lost a lot of money because the fundraising was siphoned away by rhino Republicans that promise things that they'll never deliver. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. Remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast, but Freedom Watch needs you.